What's up, it's Film Frenzy, and the Screen Actors Guild, or SAG Awards, just happened last night, and they're basically where the biggest acting union in the country comes together and votes on a bunch of different acting categories for television and film. And this will be the last award show I will be covering until the Oscars come out, and I do my Oscar winning predictions. And so this is a pretty big one. Most of the awards are for television, so I'll go through this pretty quickly because I'm not an expert on those, and this year I'm really trying to watch some more. I've started watching Fleabag and I'm really enjoying it, but I didn't really get the predictions too right for the television ones. As my overall of the 15 categories, I only got 5 out of the 15 correct, but I got like almost all the film ones correct. But then again, that's not really that impressive considering that 4 out of the 5 were kind of shoo-ins at this point. But quickly, let's go through the television ones. So we have male actor in a comedy series was Tony Shalhoub for A Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. We got male actor in a TV movie or miniseries was Sam Rockwell. Male actor in a drama series was Peter Dinklage for Game of Thrones. I was surprised with that one because the last season kind of received a tepid response, but again, this is the last season to win an award for Game of Thrones, so there was definitely a little bit more hype there, and Game of Thrones also then won for stunts for TV, which was pretty expected. We got female actress in a TV movie or miniseries was Michelle Williams, and she was opposite Sam Rockwell, so I forget what the name of the miniseries they were in was, but that won 2 big acting awards, very, very impressive. Actress in a comedy series, Phoebe Waller-Bridge for Fleabag. She won at the Golden Globes too. Really cool. She does a great job. Female in a drama series was Jennifer Aniston for The Morning Show. Good for her. I was really happy to see her up there. You know, like she originally won for Friends, so it kind of felt like an awesome throwback. And I've heard the show is pretty good. And the big ensemble ones for TV, drama ensemble was The Crown, and comedy ensemble was Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, so that won 2 awards. So there was definitely some like consistent big winners, and it felt like it was a little different from the Golden Globes because the Golden Globes definitely had a lot more of the newer TV shows and more of like a kind of like changing of the old guard in terms of like just the TV shows that were represented was a much more variety. The SAG Awards kind of felt a little bit more like a throwback in regards to like it was the same as the past few years, besides like maybe like Fleabag and some of the mini-series that are like one-offs. This felt a lot like some of the older TV shows that we've been seeing in like, you know, throughout the previous decade. But moving on to the movie awards. And so first there's the stunts for movies, and that went to Avengers Endgame actually. So good for that. That was kind of cool to see it win. I think this is interesting because for like the acting categories for the Oscars, these are definitely the best predictions. Just like how Producers Guild Award or Writers Guild Award are good predictions for their respective categories, there's a lot of similarities in the voters for these awards and the ones for the Oscars. So for the acting categories, the 4 acting categories at the Oscars, it seems like they're pretty set, unless there's going to be a big surprise. The same exact people won for lead actor, lead actress, supporting actor, and supporting actress for the SAG Awards as they did for supporting actress at the Golden Globes, and lead actor in a drama and lead actress in a drama at the Golden Globes also. So we have lead actor Joaquin Phoenix, lead actress Renee Zellweger, this is for Judy, supporting actor Brad Pitt for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I was really hoping for Tom Hanks, but it doesn't seem like it's going to happen. And supporting actress Laura Dern for Marriage Story. I got those predictions correct. And it's pretty weird to see like all 4 like really set in stone at this point. Usually it's not this like predictable, you could say, for the Oscars. I'd be really surprised if one of those 4 does not win. I mean, I expect all 4 of them to just sweep right there. But you know, there could definitely be an upset, and they're not all who I would want to win. But still, it's a really strong year for acting, and I'm cool with it completely. But the one I want to talk about the most, that I thought was the most interesting, was the movie cast, the Ensemble Performance. And so the nominees, they bear a lot of resemblance to the nominees for Best Picture at the Oscars. But remember, this isn't, even though this is like the SAG Awards equivalent to Best Picture for them, it's still acting ensemble, not Best Overall Picture. So you're going to get different nominations, which does make sense. For example, the Best Picture Frontrunner, 1917, my favorite movie of 2019, and I think deserves to win Best Picture, was not nominated for acting ensemble. And I'm okay with that because it's really mainly just those 2 guys who deliver phenomenal performances and then a bunch of like really small characters that briefly appear. So it doesn't really make sense for an ensemble. While a movie that I didn't love, like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, probably does deserve to be nominated because the Ensemble was great. And then Irishman was nominated, Bombshell was nominated, which is not nominated for Best Picture, by the way, but makes sense to be nominated here. I believe Jojo Rabbit was nominated, and then the other one was Parasite. And so I finally saw Parasite on this past Saturday, the day before the SAG Awards, and needless to say, I was blown away. And I was thinking, well, this was definitely the best acting ensemble of 2019, and I was really glad to see it nominated for the SAG Award, and I was really hoping it would win. And my prediction was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood because it seems like it has a decent chance at just a lot of these big awards. It won Best Comedy at the Golden Globes. It could even walk away with Best Picture at the Oscars, and it seems like people are just loving that film. I mean, it was nominated for a bunch of different awards at the SAG Awards, including winning Brad Pitt for Supporting Actor, while Parasite was the only one of those 5 films nominated for Ensemble that didn't have another nomination at the SAG Awards. So even though I was hoping for Parasite, it seemed like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood had a good chance. I mean, these award shows, they love movies about movies and stuff. And Once Upon a Time in Hollywood's a complete love letter to the old industry. But when they yelled out Parasite, I was just so happy. And I think that's really, really awesome because, I mean, to see all of them up there and stuff, and Bong Joon-ho, who's recording on his phone, it was just really exciting because it's such a remarkable film and one of the best acting ensembles I've seen in years. Some people are saying and all upset that they weren't nominated for any acting awards at the Oscars, but there's no true lead actor. They could try to nominate some supporting actors and supporting actresses, but it's kind of hard who to nominate because they're all so good and they're kind of just no performance is above them each other. It just kind of works as an ensemble. So this is the award that was made for Parasite. So to see Parasite win it was just a really gratifying experience. And yeah, I thought it was a big shock and I was super, super happy about it. And then that leaves the question of, does that increase its chances for Best Picture at the Oscars? Because remember, all these award shows go back to the big final climax of award season 2019-2020, and sorta, I would say, not a ton, to be honest. Because again, this is a very different type of award. If you guys remember, last year Black Panther won for Best Acting Ensemble at the SAG Awards, and it really did not have a chance to win Best Picture at the Oscars. And it made sense for an ensemble. Probably wouldn't have been my pick, but it had a phenomenal ensemble. But it's not going to win Best Picture. There was far better movies last year. So, Parasite, I'd be totally happy with it winning Best Picture because it's right up there with 1917 for me. But I still don't think it has that big chance. It's still probably maybe the second most likely after 1917, I would say, as kind of a dark horse candidate. It's not completely dark horse, and this definitely accelerates some momentum. It's going to get people more interested to see this film from South Korea that's pretty much entirely in Korean to win the big award at the SAG Awards. But that doesn't really change the fact too much. I still think 1917 is the front runner. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Irishman have good chances, and I think Parasite still has a chance, but this didn't really accelerate that much. So that's my take on the SAG Awards. Overall, it was a pretty entertaining night. The speeches were a lot more regular and more just casual and being congratulating other actors and stuff, and more acting focused than, let's say, the Golden Globes, where there was definitely a more out there speeches. So I thought the Golden Globes were more interesting and more entertaining due to just the speeches and some of the jokes and stuff, and Ricky Gervais being awesome. But this was still pretty fun. I thought Eugene and Dan Levy gave pretty good intro presentation and performances, kind of to introduce the show. It was a good watch. Wasn't the most remarkable award show, but it was predictable enough, and I think gave a lot of films their rightful due. I was happy to see Joaquin Phoenix win. I've heard Renee Zellweger is excellent, and I'm ecstatic to see Parasite win. So that's my wrap on SAG Awards 2020. So make sure to stay tuned to my Oscar predictions, which will be coming out relatively soon, in addition to more reviews. I'm going to try to do some year-end lists, and just a whole lot more content from Film Frenzy. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.